Good afternoon from the KUOW newsroom. This is Seattle Now. I'm Ruby DeLuna with a roundup of today's top stories. It's Wednesday, January 21st. Governor Bob Ferguson says he's watching closely following reports of ICE activity yesterday near Seattle schools. 6 schools in South Seattle issued shelter-in-place orders for students and staff on Tuesday. Mayor Katie Wilson's team says they're also watching the situation, but says they don't have concrete information on increased ICE activity in Seattle. During shelter-in-place, students continued their regular class schedules but remain inside the building. The first major tech layoff of 2026 hit Seattle area workers at Meta this week. It's the latest in a series of layoffs with more expected in the coming months. Monica Nicholsberg reports.
The steady drumbeat of tech layoffs is driving the Seattle area unemployment rate higher than the national average. It climbed to 5.1% in November compared to 4.5% nationally.
What plays into that is the concentration of the industries that we have here. So like some of the big industries in our area are like information.
Jeremy Warren is Director of Impact at the Workforce Development Council of Seattle-King County. He crunched the numbers and found that 13,000 people were laid off in the region last year, and more than half worked in tech.
So that's 13,000 people that will be looking for work that are trying to either re-enter or reskill.
And their ranks could grow soon. Next week, Amazon is expected to cut more jobs, according to several people with knowledge of the matter. Monica Nicholsberg, KUOW News.
Today is Seattle's 9th straight day without rain as a high-pressure ridge continues to linger overhead. But cold weather will stay with us. It was 28 degrees to start the morning in Seattle. Afternoon temperatures will peak in the mid-40s each day through the weekend, and overnight lows will drop to freezing or below each night. There's no chance of mountain snow until Sunday night or lowland rain until next Monday. Governor Bob Ferguson today formally requested a major disaster declaration from the Trump administration related to the catastrophic flooding in December. The governor also requested more than $21 million from FEMA for people to apply for individual assistance. The federal government previously granted an emergency declaration, which allowed Washington state to get help from federal resources like the U.S. Coast Guard during the emergency. The conservative group Let's Go Washington is aiming to put more citizen initiatives in front of voters this year. Now, some Democrats in Olympia are trying to make that process harder. But as Spokane Public Radio's Owen Henderson reports, conservatives may have some unlikely allies.
To get an initiative on the ballot, sponsors have to collect signatures, and they can pay people based on how many signatures they get. Seattle Democrat Javier Valdez's bill would change that, requiring signature gatherers to be paid by the hour.
Our state's current paper signature practice incentivizes paid signature gatherers to use aggressive, misleading tactics. It also enables wealthy interests to buy their way on the ballots.
Valdez also wants to require 1,000 signatures before sponsors even file with the Secretary of State. But current Democratic Secretary Steve Hobbs testified against the bill, as did former Secretary Sam Reed.
Pardon me, Mr. Chair, for saying it, but it's a voter suppression bill. It is an attempt to make it even more difficult for citizens to participate in their government process.
The Senate Elections Committee is expected to vote on the measure Friday. I'm Owen Henderson reporting.
Also at the state capitol today, Colleen Melody was sworn in as Washington's newest Supreme Court justice.
Washingtonians deserve judges who will serve with integrity and humility and a deep respect for Washington's independent role as a sovereign state in our constitutional system.
Melody has been on the job for 3 weeks and already participated in hearings. Melody grew up in Spokane and graduated from the University of Washington's Law School. Most recently, she worked in the Civil Rights Division in the State Attorney General's office. Melody replaces former Justice Mary Yu. A group that represents manufactured housing park owners filed suit yesterday against Washington state over rent control. Spokane Public Radio's Eliza Billingham reports.
Manufactured Housing Communities of Washington says that the state's new rent control law, which passed last year, is already forcing their parks to shut down. Though most people own their own manufactured homes, they typically rent the land underneath, and the law now caps lot rent increases to 5% per year. The organization says this is making it unfeasible for park owners, especially since there's no hardship exemption. That is, no appeal process if owners have to pay for, say, major infrastructure upgrades. The statewide association filed its suit in Spokane County Superior Court since many affected parties are in eastern Washington. It's represented by previous Washington Supreme Court Justice Philip Talmadge, and the state has 20 days to respond. I'm Eliza Billingham reporting.
Snohomish County public health officials are continuing to find more measles cases after declaring an outbreak of the dangerous disease last week. As of Tuesday, 5 measles cases have been identified. Dr. James Lewis is the county's health officer.
If you develop a rash and a fever, we definitely want people to go to the doctor, but we really want you to call ahead of time because they will get you in a way that reduces your risk of potentially spreading to other people that might be at the clinics.
He says the risk of coming down with the disease is low since most people are vaccinated against it. According to Lewis, families with infants who are too young to get vaccinated for the measles should be careful. He says parents may want to avoid bringing their infants to crowded indoor areas.
Yes, chef.
Oh, yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
And finally today, we're sending a big yes, chef to the culinary community in Washington state. 17 chefs and restaurants were nominated for the prestigious James Beard Awards. Here in Seattle, Little Beast and the Wayland Mill were nominated for Best New Restaurant. Aaron Versosa of Archipelago was nominated for Outstanding Chef, and Ahmed Soliman of Cafe Soliman was nominated for Emerging Chef. Finalists will be announced in March, and the winners will be revealed in June. Good luck, chefs. Next time on Seattle Now, we'll talk about how Trump's second term has hit dock workers at the Port of Seattle.
People are showing up on a regular basis, and there is simply no work.
Hear more Thursday morning. And that's all for today from the KUOW Newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Andy Hurst. I'm Ruby DeLuna. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. See you later.